I would peek in a kitty diaper.
I know you would, but not my family. They don't go that far. They're like, "Oh, you're dying? Great.
Let's be
We'll get
one less mouth to feed.
We'll get the hole in the backyard ready, and whenever you're ready, you can just go take a step outside."
I thought they let her go out.
See, they let her go out. They can dig the grave.
Maybe the bear will get in. We don't even have to dig.
Your parents are mean,
They
Todd.
can dig the grave, and
I cried when my dog died last year.
Oh no! I mean, don't get us wrong. You know, we're sad. Like my cat that I had since I was in the 3rd grade died 3 years ago, and we had to put her down because she was 16 and she was just falling apart. She was throwing up and laying in it. You know, at that point, it was horrible.
She always laughs.
Yeah, I know. Well, because it is kind of funny. Because it's animals after all.
This makes it look really bad that I laugh at things like
No, I mean, it makes sense. It is kind of funny, but, you know, that we had to put her down. But it made me really sad when we had to do that. And then, like, 2 months after that, we had to put our dog down because she had a tumor on her spleen. So that was the end of that. Yeah. So 2014 was a rough year for the pets at the Roberts household. And now it looks like 17 is going to be pretty bad too.
Man, she was just laughing.
She was
probably thinking like how do you put an animal down? Just like, oh yeah, take Muffy out by the shed and just shoot her in the face.
I don't think we go that far. Although we did do that once to a cat because
you shot a cat.
I didn't. My dad did with his gun because he'd gotten run over and didn't die.
Oh,
and he managed to make his way home, but he was like, you know, he was effed up. So
he was like, "Hey, I'm still okay. Help me!" And just bang.
No, he was messed up. He was brain dead. But he was still not brain dead, but he was messed up. I mean,
severely brain damaged.
Brain damage, like couldn't function anymore. He was just barely moving. So, my dad put him out of his misery, but didn't actually, you know, we were being humane at that point.
Did he at least use? He didn't use like a shotgun, did he?
I don't know.
Blow it apart.
I don't know what.
No.
No, I don't know what he used, and he used to be a police officer, so he never really reveals what kind of weapons he has unless he absolutely had to. So he did this after we went to school. We noticed the cat when we were going to school that morning, so I didn't get to see how he did it, but or what gun he used. But now hold a minute.
Live from Andy Holt Tower in the University of Tennessee, WUTK-FM, Knoxville, Tennessee.
You are listening
to 90.3 The Rock. Rock. UT's College of Rock. We're streaming online at WUTKRadio.com.
But yeah, he blew his face off, and that was rough. And then a few weeks after he died, that cat, we had another cat die, and this is a hard story to tell because this is really sad. We had another cat who liked to lay on top of the garage door when it would open. And when it's open, he would lay on top of the garage door. And we were like, oh, you're silly. You shouldn't be doing that. Make sure he's always down before we close it. Well, one day we forgot to check, and we pulled back in. It was at night, too. And we pulled back in, and we saw him it was like flashback from the 1800s of a person just hanging there. That's what the cat was doing. His body was hanging out from the garage door, but his head was still stuck.
Man,
he got hung. And it was, God,
that's a bad way to go.
You talk about horrible sadness. That one was sad. And
okay, let's go to the music.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't get to this one.
Oh my
goodness.
I've had like one pet this past.
3 or 4 days before Christmas 2001, and 2001 was already a bad year. We were pulling into our driveway, and we were admiring our Christmas lights, because we always put Christmas lights on our house, and oh, that looks good. And we were coming down the driveway. Again, it's a hill driveway, and we stopped right at a certain point and looked at it. Like, that looks good. What do you say we turn around and go down the road and look at them? We're like, okay. So we continued on down the driveway, and we felt the bump, and we got out. And the cat that I told you we put down in 2014, her mom, this was her mom, who was originally my cat. We ran her over. And we didn't know. And to make matters even weirder, was that Gracie, the cat that we put down 3 years ago, was actually went missing that week, and we couldn't find where she was. We didn't know what happened. We just assumed that she ran off or died somewhere, so we just kind of wrote her off. Within seconds of running her over and getting out of her car, she came out of nowhere and started licking her mom's face.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
we
sad.
have no idea where she came from, how she got back. But yeah,
Oh, we're so happy you're back. We kind of killed your mom.
yeah.
You know, your family don't need to be letting the cats outside. I think that is
Well, no.
like the moral of that story.
Well, no, all those cats that died outside were outside cats. They just,
Oh.
yeah, they weren't house cats. Now Gracie, her mom, her name was Patches, and they would come in and out.
Once they're in, they need to stay in.
And then Gracie ended up, when she got old, she stayed in. She became a house cat. But Patches never got to that level, unfortunately. But the two boys that I talked about, that one that got hung, one that got run over and was still alive, they stayed outside all the time. Now my parents are a little bit more conscious of this, although I don't know why they're. I don't know why
It took them a decade.
Yeah.
Like several deaths later.
I don't know why, but I don't know why they're letting the dementia house cat outside. I don't know why they're letting that happen, but they've learned, and they've gotten 3 more cats in their possession from a stray cat who gave birth to kittens, and then she died of a tumor herself. Yeah, it's a sad animal paradise at our house.
Like, you're just killing them left and right.
We're not killing them. No, that cat just had a tumor. She got sick.
Everybody else, though.
Yeah. So her kids now stay with my parents, and so it's a house full of cats, and it's weird how they all get along. Like the cats that we've had for years, how well they get along with the cats who are now a year old. They're still, they're big old kittens now at this point.
You know what I really like about this segment? When you have to put this on the Facebook page, you have to write out more or less the topic, and Hot Toddy details the small cat holocaust that occurred during his childhood.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what it'll be. Yeah, we start off talking about the dog, and then all the cats.
Who was doing better.
Yeah.
And then Todd had to bum us all out.
I know.
How many cats died between, you at age 12 and you at age 28?
Let's see. I was age 12 in 2001, I guess.
Yeah. That was when you ran over the cat.
No, we ran over Patches, my cat, in 2001, and then since then, the only cats that have died was her daughter Gracie, who became my cat. She died 2014. We never had cats in between, so except for Muffy, and then the third one, Whiskers. He's a boy, but they came along during those years, and they're still alive. Muffy's the one who's got dementia, and Whiskers is the one who's still healthy.
Okay, so it's just 2 deaths.
It was just the 2 deaths, but now the 2 boys, the one that got run over and was still alive, and then the one got hung. You said 12. It was actually when I was 11. In 2000, they died. So
it's
yeah.
3 something.
Mm-hmm.
3.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was just because the deaths were a little. They were a little bit brutal.
They were brutal deaths. They were very sad deaths. But luckily, knock on wood, none of the cats have ever. Other cats have suffered that bad of a fate.
Do we have a 90s song about cats that we can
There's
segue into?
By,
There's what?
Maceo by Gene's Addiction.
Maceo?
That's my cat Maceo. He's a little man in a cat's body.
Do it.